A very warm welcome once again to Myra podcast of the career journey. Welcome back from your holidays, from time out that you've taken from work, and you spent some quality time with your family. I hope all our viewers are refreshed and back on track as they kickstart the new year. So, welcome once again, and I am looking forward to discussing New Year's resolution. It's not something that is has not been discussed, and every year, same time of the year, we are talking about New Year's resolutions and what is it that I need to focus on this year. And there's a lot of talk about goals and targets and what is it that I want to achieve this year. What would the year look like? Well, it's not exactly New Year's resolution, but more to do with career resolutions. And that is where we are going to kickstart today's podcast, the first podcast of 2025, where the focus will be on what is it that you need to focus on from a career standpoint. Uh, Last 1 year since we started Myra, the career coaching service for our clients across the globe. I think one of the only and biggest requirement that all clients had was that I'm looking for a new job. I'm looking for a career shift. Can you help me get a job? Initially, and it's a very obvious thing because I come from a search background myself, have been recruiting for so long, and it is this natural urge to assist people with their resume, with their CV, and also the LinkedIn profile, how it looks like, so that you're more savvy online and you are more heard and you become more active. While the CV needs to look very formatted and it needs to be, it needs to have all the information needed to get shortlisted with the right terms, with the right keywords which can come up as part of the algorithm online. Yet people have not been able to crack the jobs or get the interview calls that they have been looking forward to. And while we were doing all this, we realized that there's so much more needed to help people become better versions of themselves. And it is not just a smart CV or confidence building on how to talk in an interview, but much more deeper. It's like the iceberg where there's below the ocean, it has way too much of depth than what you see on top of it. And therefore, we went on to embark on a journey of assisting you on focusing on a journey of self awareness. Because while we are polishing the visible features, literally from a resume standpoint, and how the person is talking, how the person is dressed up, what is the kind of facial expressions they have, what we were not getting involved extensively was what this person is all about. And that is something which we turned our spotlight on in telling our clients that you need to understand who you are. And that happens with the first step of self reflection. You need to really reflect on your journey, on your career journey till date, sorry. What you have achieved so far, the multiple milestones, the achievements, the roles, the responsibilities, and what are the strengths you have acquired so far, both from technical skills as well as soft skills. Can you put this all together in a journey of, say, 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30, 35 years, and more? Can you put this all together? And that is your reflection. And then from the reflection part, you move on to awareness that, okay, now I know who I am. This is what makes me. And while you're doing this exercise of reflection, you realize your own weaknesses, your strengths, and what you would want to do. And that is the question that I would want you all to ask yourself. What do you want to do? The next job will not answer the question of what do you want to do. What you want to do comes from deep self reflection and therefore the awareness. And when you reach that, then you're able to move on to the cosmetic part of it, as I call it, which is working on your resume, on your profile, polishing your communication skills, your confidence building. All that happens once you're fully aware of who you are. So, that is extremely essential and is fundamental to moving on to the next step of career transition. While we move on to career transition, there is one thing which you don't need, you better not forget, and you need to keep into account always, is the fact that you are a complete whole. You're a 360-degree individual. We do wear our professional masks and we are different at home, we are different with friends, but you are a total human being who's out there interacting with fellow human beings. And therefore, you need to understand four very important pillars of your life. Number one is your health. Number two are your relationships. Number three is your responsibility, the various responsibilities that you have, both personal and professional. And the fourth, really, the main piece that we are working on and talking about is your professional commitments. So, all these four are very, very essential that they're all aligned and they go hand in hand. You cannot neglect one at the cost of the other. And therefore, the first most important pillar that you need to focus on is your health. If your health is not at par, you will not be able to go very far in your career or your personal goals. You need to focus on your health, by which we are talking about both mental and physical health. In that, also, mental health takes precedence over physical health because it's your mental health which shows in your physical health. And therefore, you need to be very clear how you're going to take care of your mental health. It starts with some very basic initiatives like ensuring you are taking time out to unwind, to relax, to be able to do things that give you pleasure and happiness. Number two, getting rid of toxic situations, literally toxic people, and work environment which is not serving your purpose. And I'm not encouraging you to quit, but I'm encouraging you to rethink on what is it that you are trying to gain or achieve in your current situation. If it's serving your purpose, then you're at the right place, and I'm sure you're mentally also at ease. But if you're constantly battling with some kind of questions and you are unable to align your basic values and your purpose with what you're doing, you really need to do a recheck. And that hampers your mental health. And therefore, mental health is extremely important, something which has gained spotlight over the last many months and a couple of years lately. Don't want to comment on work pressure. That is something which is not in your control. That's for the leadership, for organizations, and I hope leaders and organizations are focusing on taking care of their employees this year as their goals and as their targets. That's most important because you're going to lose the human resources. So health is very, very important and it's number one. And I've taken this extra few minutes to talk about it because that needs to be your number one resolution. And start with small steps. There are experts and professionals out there to really help you. Please reach out, seek mental health assistance, support through counseling, through therapy. It works magically. You will have no idea how you have been able to rediscover yourself. And therefore, physical health. There are fitness and health experts out there. If you don't want to spend money, at least learn from the vast social media, which is throwing so much of information, valuable information that would help you also filter out valuable information online versus irrelevant. And you'll be able to prioritize your online time better and use it to serve your needs rather than consuming information which is not helping you really and is further draining your mental energy. Moving from health, you need to focus on learning. And that learning will happen when you are clearly able to identify what your goals are. Be open to the idea of learning this year. Take up new skills, new roles, new opportunities, new conversations, new leads, anything that is a sign for you to become or explore something better. Don't typecast yourself that I don't do this, this is not for me, these are not my skills, this is not my industry, this is not my sector, this is not me. Please don't put yourself in a self limiting bucket. You will not be able to move forward because there are always signs and leads all around you. You need to take that first step that, okay, I'm willing to jump into it and learn. There'll always be a dilemma that, this is something which is uncharted. I will not be comfortable. Well, if you're keen to transition and move into something bigger and better, you need to take that plunge. And therefore, learning is extremely important, whether it's learning a skill on the job, taking up a training program, going in for coaching, going in for some kind of skill enhancement, uh, you know, uh, learning. Please go ahead for it. This will add to your skills. This needs to be preceded by manifesting your goals. Your goals need to be very clear, very specific. What is it that you would like to achieve this year? There could be just one goal. You don't need to make a laundry list of 10 goals. That itself can put you off. So please just write one or two goals that these are top two things I want to achieve this year. And when you write down these goals and they're written somewhere and you're constantly reminding yourself, you will realize that your entire energy starts moving towards working towards these, which means actually seeking ways and means to reach those goals. It's like a Google map. You have to reach a destination. You start the map, you start driving your car. There would be changes in terms of the route you are taking, possibly because of a roadblock or some kind of challenge that has come midway, but you still don't lose sight of the end destination. And this is something which you need to keep in mind, that the goal is very important and you manifest it by putting all your energy and aligning your thoughts towards it and working towards it by taking all the necessary steps. Please don't be impatient. I mean, all conversations that we hear, I'm looking for a new job and I'm looking at a time frame of next 1 or 2 months. New jobs don't come so soon without you doing all this background work on yourself. After manifesting goals and the learning part, everything does not start and end with you. You need to reach out to the right people. So please optimize all the professional connections this year. Go to your LinkedIn, see the number of people you're connected to. Most of us are easily connected with more than 300 to 400 people. Start meeting them, literally physically meeting them over a coffee or have a 10-minute call or do a Zoom call or just a text message to rekindle the lost connection or the bonhomie you shared with that person. They could be your past colleagues, your ex managers, they could be people you have worked as clients or your vendors or suppliers, people in your personal life also. Please connect with them, your friends, your social groups. Go and start meeting, and you will really see the kind of energy that you absorb from them, and also the ideas, the thoughts, the perceptions of a lot of people that will make you a much better version of yourself. So go out and start meeting people this year and make yourself a better and productive version from last year. Hope these few quick tips would help you make your career resolution this year. For more details on how to plan a career transition, please feel free to reach out to us. Email us on connect@myra.pro, CONNECT at the rate MAYRA.PRO. Thank you and look forward to reconnecting with you on our next podcast with a new concept. Thank you.